guys, it's Abby. I'm back with another video, and today I will be doing my May wrap-up. I really didn't think I was going to read that much this month, but for some reason I pulled through at the end and read a bunch of shorter stuff, so it kind of bumped up the count. So technically I read 7 books, but I only read like 3.5 like full books. So the first book that I read this month is Never Never Part 2 by Colleen Hoover and Taryn Fisher. I read Part 1 a couple months ago, and I really wanted to get to Part 2 so I could start to understand the story a little bit more. This is definitely like pushing the plot forward. There's a little fluffy. Ooh. 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 Got it. Oh, and I just hit myself in the face while doing that. I really wanted to know what happened plot-wise, and this is definitely driving it forward. It's kind of putting the puzzle pieces together a little bit, so I'm just excited to read the third one, and then I feel like I'll do a compiled review of all 3 of them because I can't really analyze the plot or the characters without fully knowing anything about it at all, really, because all I know is that it's written very well and it's very suspenseful, but other than that, I really cannot tell you what this is about because I have no freaking clue. But I liked it. I think I gave it 3 or 4 stars. The next book that I read was Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. This one took me so long. If you've been watching my other videos and my other wrap-ups and TBRs, like I've been trying to read this book for months, and I just got into a place where I stopped because I knew it was going to get really sad and I didn't want to get there, so I stopped reading it, which was such a mistake. I should have read it all the way through, but regardless, I still gave it 5 stars because it was so good. Like, it was so good. I enjoyed it so much. I loved the characters, I loved the emotion and the history, and I felt like I was learning so much about a part of history that I didn't even know about. And the end was heartbreaking, and I actually cried, which takes a lot for me to cry at a book. But it was so well done, like it was done right. And especially after hearing Ruta Sepetys talk about this at BookCon at her panel, I just enjoyed this so much, and the amount of work that I know went into this just makes me love it even more, and it makes me really excited because I love historical fiction, and the manuscript that I'm writing right now is historical fiction, and this is just very inspiring to me, the way that she did the characters and the multiple points of views, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm sure you guys have heard a bajillion things about it, which is why I didn't do a review or anything, because there's so many out there, but I loved it so much, and I highly recommend, and Ruta Sepetys is one of my favorite writers. I loved Between Shades of Grey, and I'm currently reading Out of the Easy, and I love both of those too. So, next book that I read is also a historical fiction, and that is The Walled City by Ryan Groudon. I loved this so much. It's extremely fast-paced. I did a review on it, and I will link it below, so I won't talk too much about it, but I really loved it. I thought it was beautifully written, really interesting story, different than most things that I've read, especially historical fiction-wise. It's very different. Well, it's not really historical fiction. It's kind of like loosely historically based, but then it's just like I guess like not really fantasy, it's just fiction. I don't even know how to place this book, which makes it really good because it's not like anything else. So I really loved this. I gave it 5 stars. The review will be down below if you want to know more about the plot and etc. Now, this is when I fell into my reading slump and could not pick anything up, so I literally picked up the easiest reading materials that I own, that I could like even possibly read. I was like, I can't do anything. I don't know what to read, so I'm going to read the easiest stuff. So I picked up a book of poetry, Mouthful of Forevers by Clementine von Radix. I don't know how to say her entire name, but I loved this book of poetry. It was so beautiful. A lot of it is on Tumblr and stuff. You may recognize some of it if you look up some of her like more famous poems and stuff. A lot of them are on Tumblr, and I just picked this up randomly at Barnes & Noble. I was browsing the poetry section, and wow, the sun just went far away. And I realized the window has not been open at all this entire time. Please hold. I just picked this up randomly while I was looking through the shelves because I love poetry, but I'm kind of picky about it. So I was just browsing, and that one sounded interesting, and I remember flipping through a couple of pages and being like, yep, this is a good one, so I just bought it, and I absolutely loved it. I did not have a single issue with it, I don't think. A couple of the poems weren't my favorite, but I loved all the content she wrote about. She writes a lot about women and sexuality and rape culture and all of these other things that are really important, but she also writes a lot about love and the beauty of love and just kind of growing up and being a 20-something-year-old. I felt like that was the perfect explanation. That's all about being a 20-something-year-old and how life changes and you grow and the people that you be with and all this other stuff, and I just think I just thought it was really, really good, and I think you should check out some of her poetry, and then if you're interested, purchase it, because I think I gave it 4 or 5 stars, or 4.5, something like that, because it was very, very good. After that, I got a little bit out of my reading slump, which was really good, but I still kind of needed to like ease myself into it. So the next book that I picked up was Innocence, Lost and Found by Roman Mordov, I don't know how to say that. This is something I picked up at BookCon. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in any of my hauls or anything. It is a graphic novella, which didn't know what that was, but it's basically just a really short graphic novel with a very small story, and basically what it's about is it explores the role of innocence by treating it as a tangible object, something that can be lost, found, reproduced, and sold back to its owners. It's pretty much just a giant metaphor in a book binding. Like, this was just a giant metaphor for innocence and the loss of innocence, and it follows a girl who wakes up one morning and her innocence is gone, and her family is like, get out until you have your innocence back. That's disgusting. You look like a whatever. You know, you can see where this metaphor is kind of going. Everybody looks at her strange because they don't see her innocence on her. And so she's trying to find it and look for her innocence, and you follow her through that little journey. I really liked it. The art was really interesting. It got a little dark sometimes, and I couldn't really tell what was going on, but all in all, I really, really liked it. I loved the huge metaphor and the weird thought-provokingness of it. I really liked it. I know a lot of people didn't. I read the Goodreads reviews, and some people were really turned off by the weird, I don't even know what to call this, but I really, really liked it. So yeah. The next book I read was a children's book, and when I say children's, I mean like a picture book. And I bought this at BookCon too because it was just a couple dollars and it was so pretty, and I have this fascination with picture books. I think they're so cute and fun, and my mom is kind of like that too. She really likes unique looking children's books, and so I picked up The Little Gardener by Emily Hughes, and it is adorable, and it was just the cutest little, like, oh, it's so pretty, and the art is gorgeous, and it just follows a little boy and his garden, and it was very cute. Obviously a quick read. Don't know if I should really count it, but I am anyways because I read it, and yeah, I think it's really cute. So if you're looking for a children's book, this is a good one. The last book that I read this month was Highly Illogical Behavior by John Corey Whaley, who I adore. I loved his other 2 books, Where Things Come Back and Noggin. I love his writing style, and this did not disappoint. I very much so enjoyed it. It was very funny. I loved the third-person narrator, and it was so good. I just really enjoyed it. I thought that I knew what was going to happen, and I thought it was going to be super predictable, and then it didn't go the way that I thought it would, so I was like, okay, he dodged a bullet there. He could have gone with the very cliche, easy way out, and he didn't. But basically, this is a coming-of-age story about a boy who is agoraphobic and has severe anxiety and panic disorders, and he has not left his house in 6 years. And there's this girl who has some ulterior motives for why she wants to help him, so she goes and she becomes his friend, and it gets a little messy, a lot messy. It gets really messy. I loved the way it was written. I loved how detailed and well you knew the characters, despite sometimes not liking the characters very much. I really, really enjoyed it. It was diverse. It was well done. I just enjoyed it a lot. And it was funny. I laughed out loud like a couple times, and that's very rare. I usually don't laugh out loud in books. But I did really like it, and I might do a review on this. I'm not sure yet. I have, like I pretty much said all that I wanted to say, and that's that. But yeah, I really liked it. I always loved John Corey Whaley's writing, and I'm excited to see him putting out more stuff like this, because this is very different YA contemporary that's not your stereotypical. There was not like a huge love premise in this. Nothing about this was based on love. It was all about friendship and growth and teenagers and what happens after you graduate and what do you want to do with your life and where do you want to go and who do you want to be, and I just loved it so much. It was so much based on friendship, and I loved the friendships that were taking place in this book. So I highly, highly recommend this. I think I gave it 4 or 5 stars. Okay, so that is my May wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will have a TBR shortly after this video. So yeah. It was an okay reading month. I'm just excited for all the summary reads. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.